Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Friday, May 13th, 2022. I am Timothy Jaikran. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. President Ali, opposition leader, agreed that talks will be guided by the Constitution. Guyana focused on addressing labor shortages amid rapid development. Pedestrian killed by truck in SOESDYKE-LINDEN highway accident. The Guyana police force does not comprise of illiterate ranks, says official. And BA2 subvariant could be the cause of rising COVID numbers, says the health minister. And now for the news in detail. Considered to be a major moment in the political history of the country, President Dr. Irfan Ali this afternoon met with opposition leader Aubrey Norton at the office of the president. This is the first meeting between President Ali and the opposition leader since his assumption to the office in August 2020, following the protracted and controversial national elections that saw attempts to deny the will of the people. President Ali had previously told reporters that the meeting would be focused on constitutional matters such as the appointments of various service commissions. But Norton had contended that he wants to have a discussion with President Ali on other issues such as good governance. During that period, when APNU's Joseph Harman had occupied the position of opposition leader, President Ali had made it clear that he will facilitate a meeting when the opposition once it gives up the narrative that the PPPC administration is not legitimate. The recount of the 2020 general and regional elections showed that the PPPC winning the elections with 233,336 votes. Meanwhile, following the meeting, the two sides issued a joint statement where it was noted that the talks today were centered on appointments of the Integrity Commission, the Judicial Service Commission, Police Service Commission, and Teaching Service Commission. At the meeting held today, the leader of the opposition requested the CVs of the persons under consideration, and the president agreed to make those available within 2 days. It was further agreed that the consultations will be guided by the Constitution and the in-person consultations will resume on a date to be fixed, but within a week. With Guyana currently undergoing an unprecedented wave of development, the government is currently grappling with the need to fill critical capacity deficiencies, while at the same time finding employment opportunities for Guyanese. Vanu Manichan has the details.
During an appearance on a diaspora talk show, Vice President Dr. Bar Jagdeo addressed the issue of labor shortages in Guyana's rapidly growing economy. He explained that government is faced with the task of balancing the progress of developmental projects and finding capacity to complete those initiatives with ensuring that Guyanese are not sidelined and benefit from job opportunities. According to Jagdeo, this is especially the case with the skilled labor force.
Already we are seeing in some parts of the country severe labor shortages, particularly for some types of skills. So there has to be a time when, if we want to keep growing at the pace that we are growing without it becoming too inflationary and counterproductive, that we'll have to import labor. And we may have to do it in a sensible way at the beginning so that they don't compete with local.
Further, Jagdeo pointed out that government is cautious about overheating the economy with developmental projects, which will not only lead to high inflation but also increase labor costs due to scarcity and the lack of capacity.
If a major new hotel would demand 500-600 people, the construction, it's hard to find even for the housing sector now, carpenters and construction people in many areas. So it's a very sensitive area, Dave, that because you don't want to do it in a way where a man is still looking for a job, say a displaced sugar worker, and then he sees you bringing in somebody right away to take a job. So, or maybe some bauxite worker, somebody in Region 10, right? Seeing that. So you got to, it's a balancing act, and we're very conscious of the need not to overheat the economy. We're very conscious about our people still in some areas being unemployed, and we're conscious about the need to do something to ensure that we keep our capital programs going. So it's between these three variables that often you have to make the decision.
Only late last year, the business community in Region 6 complained about a shortage of labor and the significant impact it is having on their operations. But several laborers had refuted the claims, contending that the private sector needs to offer employees more than just a salary, but other attractive benefits as well. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Anil Nandalal has asked the Demerara High Court to dismiss the case filed by Opposition Chief Whip Christopher Jones and trade unionist Norris Witter, which challenges the December 2021 passage of the Natural Resources Fund Bill. Here are the details.
Before Justice Navendra Singh, Opposition Chief Whip Christopher Jones and trade unionist Norris Witter argued that due to the absence of the parliamentary mace, the most significant symbol in the National Assembly, and some members not seated, the Natural Resource Fund Bill cannot be viewed as being lawfully passed. During a brief hearing Friday morning, Justice Singh fixed timelines for the parties to file submissions and replies. He will hear oral arguments on September 12th. The Attorney General Anil Nandalal, Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh, Speaker of the National Assembly Manzoor Nadir, and Clerk of the National Assembly Sherlock Isaacs have been listed as respondents in the matter. On the night of December 29, 2021, members of the A Partnership for National Unity Alliance for Change coalition had dislodged the mace from its position at the House Clerk's desk in an attempt to prevent the bill from being passed. But despite the opposition's protest and its mounting calls for the bill to be sent to a special select committee, the government went ahead and passed it. Speaker Nadir is, however, adamant that the bill was lawfully passed, noting that a replica mace was in place. He had explained that almost all parliaments in the Westminster system have two maces in case one is not being found or is stolen. In his affidavit in defense, Nandalal contends that the action is an abuse of the court process and without any legal basis. In light of this, he has urged the court to dismiss it.
2 weeks ago, Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan recused herself from presiding over the trial of former Finance Minister Winston Jordan, who is accused of misconduct in public office. And on Thursday, another magistrate, this time Principal Magistrate Sherdal Isaacs Marcus, followed suit. Lawana McAllister reports.
When the matter was called on Thursday, Magistrate Sherdal Isaacs Marcus told the court that she would not preside over the case in the interest of justice. Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan had stated that she knew some of the lawyers who were involved in the case and reassigned the matter to Magistrate Isaacs Marcus. Now, with a new development, the matter was adjourned to June 2nd, 2022. Winston Jordan, who served as Finance Minister under the previous Partnership for National Unity Alliance for Change government from 2015 to 2020, was granted bail in the sum of $3 million when he initially appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts on December 28, 2021. It is alleged that Jordan willfully misconducted himself by acting reckless when he sold prime government lands to BK Marine for prices that are below market value. It is further alleged that the property being sold at a price that was grossly undervalued to such a degree amounts to an abuse of the public's trust without reasonable excuse or justification. BK Marine had only paid 10% of the purchase price, that is 20 million Guyana dollars, and Jordan went ahead to issue a vesting order passing the title to the purchaser without the payment of any further sum of monies. While Jordan had previously denied any wrongdoings regarding the transaction, Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Anil Nandalal had announced that there were active investigations into a number of suspected shady dealings under the former Partnership for National Unity Alliance for Change government, and the former Finance Minister had implicated a number of nefarious transactions. On behalf of the state, the Attorney General has also filed civil proceedings against Jordan at the Demerara High Court over the scale of the riverfront to BK Marine. In this case, Nandalal is seeking to overturn the contentious sale of the state property. To this end, he is asking the court to declare the agreement of sale between BK Marine and NISIL illegal, unlawful, null, void, repugnant, and contrary to public policy. This matter is still ongoing. Lawanda McAllister reporting for the Evening News.
Long-standing executive of the Private Sector Commission, Paul Cheong, was on Thursday re-elected to serve another term as chairman of the organization and will continue to push Guyanese companies to partner with international players in order to tap into the abundance of business opportunities available here. More in this Vanu Manikchan report.
The PSC held its 30th annual general meeting on Thursday, during which its council elected the executive members of the commission to serve the 2022-2023 period. In addition to Paul Cheong's re-election as chairman, Ramesh Duku was also re-elected as honorary secretary, while Komal Singh will return as treasurer. A new vice president was elected in the person of Ryan Alexander. Additionally, Mani Ram Prasad was also reappointed as PSC's corporate coordinator for the next year. During his remarks, the re-elected PSC chairman said over the past year under his leadership, the PSC continued with efforts to promote a culture of collaboration and joint ventures to access larger investment opportunities.
We recognize that building partnerships are crucial in increasing our knowledge, expertise, and resources to make better products and reach a greater audience. In building this partnership, our local business will remain relevant rather than operate in isolation, enabling the achievements of our long-term goal. These partnerships, of course, are not confined to local companies, but include foreign companies, government, and organizations who are willing to work with us towards the success of the businesses and the economy at large. These partnerships are already evident from the number of foreign companies we have that came on board as corporate members.
According to Chung, the PSC has already laid the foundation for such partnerships with a number of cooperation agreements with several countries, including Suriname, Barbados, and the United States. Moreover, he spoke of the collaboration between the Commission and the Guyana government.
The Private Sector Commission is very optimistic about Guyana's future, given that the government has already laid a foundation for massive economic growth, expansion of the private sector, and the creation of jobs with the plans and programs outlined in the 2022 budget. The Commission was especially pleased to see some of the measures proposed during the consultation with our members were considered and reflected in the budget for 2022.
Meanwhile, Senior Minister with responsibility for finance Dr. Ashni Singh, delivering the feature address at Thursday's AGM, reiterated the commitment of the Dr. Irfan Ali-led government in supporting private sector development in Guyana.
This government's position is that a budget that promotes private sector growth, that promotes the creation of jobs, that promotes the generation of incomes for Guyanese people can only be a good thing for Guyana. And we will continue to maintain a policy framework that is conducive to growth and expansion in the private sector, to creation of jobs, to generation of incomes, and to creation of wealth for all of the Guyanese people.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
Coming up, over $3 billion in revenues owed to GWI, even as agency reports better financial stability, and canals being cleaned from the outfall in New Amsterdam.
Enjoy the thrill of internet shopping with Airpost. Simply log on to www.airpost.com. Sign up, shop online, and we'll deliver right into your hands. Airpost has partnered with all the major online stores to give you an unlimited range of shopping options straight from our website. And our 24-hour online service will walk you through any challenges. It's simple, it's fast, and it's fun. You don't need a credit card to shop. Visit any of our offices or call our attendants. We'll help you through the process. Airpost. You shop, we ship, we deliver.
With the approval of each new oil production project offshore, more jobs and opportunities are created onshore. And not just for those working in the oil and gas sector, more Guyanese are providing support services in transportation, catering, logistics, accommodation and hospitality, among many others. Oil and gas development is fueling Guyana's transformation.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
Hi, I am Janika Sandy, Managing Director of Ultimate Image Inc., and I'm inviting you to our 3rd annual Guyana Industry Hemp Conference under the theme Building Guyana Industrial Hemp Industry, January 28th and the 29th at the Hermanson Lodge, starting time 9 a.m. Presentations by both local and international hemp experts, top government officials, and private sectors. Come and hear about our establishment of Guyana's industrial hemp industry and its major benefits.
The Government of Guyana, in collaboration with CARICOM, will be hosting its premier Agri-Investment Forum and Expo. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your products and services, network with local, regional, and international businesses and investors, and gain invaluable knowledge and exposure from pioneers in the agriculture industry. It's the first ever Agri-Investment Forum and Expo from the 19th to the 21st of May at the Arthur Chung Convention Center.
With unlimited games to choose from, you can be a winner with Superbet. Choose from our virtual sports, live betting, sports betting, live roulette, and much, much more. Place your bets at www.superbet.gy or visit any one of our agents. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 and over. Play responsibly.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanups, or construction sites. It's simple. Step 1, just pick up the phone and give us a call. Step 2, we deliver the skip bin size of your choice. Step 3, load the skip with all of your junk. And finally, Step 4, we take it all away. It's that simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there's no job that's too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-11.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. A male pedestrian whose identity is currently unknown was this morning killed in an accident at the Madawini along the SOESDYKE-LINDEN highway. The incident occurred at around 5:30 hours and involved a motor lorry GAB 1668 driven by a 28-year-old resident of Linden, Region 10, Upper Demerara, Berbice. Reports are that the motor lorry was proceeding north along the western side of the road when the pedestrian who was sitting on a tire on the western side of the road suddenly ran into the path of the motor lorry. The driver of the motor lorry applied brakes, but because of the short distance between the vehicle and the pedestrian, the left side front of the vehicle struck the pedestrian. As a result, the pedestrian fell on the road surface and received injuries about his head and body. The pedestrian was picked up in an unconscious condition by the police and was taken to the Diamond Diagnostic Center, where he was seen and examined by doctors on duty and was pronounced dead on arrival. No trace of alcohol was found in his system when a breathalyzer test was administered on the driver, who remains in custody assisting with the investigations. With members of the public voicing concerns about officers of the Guyana Police Force being barely literate due to the seemingly low educational standards required to join the service, Head of Forces Administration Department Alison Moore has refuted this contention. Lawanda McAllister has more.
In an interview with the Guyana Police Force's Public Relations Officer Stan Gavaya, head of the Forces Administration Department Alison Moore said that even though some officers might not be academically qualified, they are capable enough to conduct their duties.
You hear people. Some say it publicly, some they whisper. Persons generally believe that the members of the Guyana Police Force are illiterate. But let me tell you something. Throughout my career in the Guyana Police Force, because I understand what they think, I try to be the best police I can be, to behave as intelligently as I can, to speak as intelligently as I can, because unless you remember what you represent, you cannot defend. And so I defend my right as a police officer, and I defend my right to be within the Guyana Police Force, and I let them know at the same time that the Guyana Police Force does not comprise of illiterate ranks.
She said that the Guyana Police Force, in collaboration with the government, has been giving police officers second chances by providing training programs for them. As such, she argued that it is up to the individual ranks to prove the public wrong on the topic of literacy.
If they're left on the wayside, that's by choice. Because when the courses come up, emails are being sent throughout to every divisional and branch commander.
In this light, Moore said so far, there have hardly been ranks who do not try to further educate themselves by taking advantage of the opportunities that are provided for them. Only a month ago, Deputy Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus said the force is aiming to improve the quality of policemen and women in the next 5 to 10 years through various training. Training is continuously being provided by the various police colleges across Guyana, by the University of Guyana and other institutions. Collaborations with other governments also see police officers benefiting from a wide range of training opportunities. Lawanda McAllister reporting for the Evening News.
Outstanding revenues owed to the Guyana Water Incorporated by a number of residential and commercial customers who have failed to meet their utility obligations have accumulated to a whopping $3 billion. Even so, the utility company is reporting that it is in a better financial position with hundreds of millions of dollars in savings. Rupert Sinarine reports.
Chief Executive Officer of GWI Sheikh Baksh made the revelation during a press conference on Friday, outlining that an aggressive program has been launched to go after errant customers. While revenue collection has recorded an overall improvement, unwillingness to pay the billed rates has been on the front burner of issues.
The outstanding debt right now moving forward is just over $3 billion owed by customers out there. The revenue collection has been improving, I must say, but there's much more to be done. We have several strategies being employed to bring in these revenues, because in some communities there's an unwillingness to pay for the water service. That is a big challenge for GWI. So we're urging the customers out there to come forward and pay their bills to enable us to provide an improved level of service, a better quality of service.
The utility company is especially focusing on commercial customers who owe dues for services provided. Nevertheless, BACSH positioned that GWI is now financially sustainable to keep operations running.
Financial sustainability has been achieved. We have a stable financial position at GWI here. And by that I mean we have eliminated any need for overdraft facilities at the bank. Secondly, the cash flow we have a fairly good cash flow position to meet all of our commitments. That is employment cost, which was skyrocketing, but we have been able through the restructuring of GWI, as you know, to reduce the employment numbers. And this has resulted in an annual saving of about $240 million.
Through a robust metering program, 15,000 new meters were installed last year. This year's target is 20,000. The target is to have 85% meter coverage by 2025, bringing down water losses and thereby contributing to its financial sustainability.
Moving forward, we have to reduce the NRW because this contributes to financial sustainability. This is one of the other reasons why we're doing well. We are trying to bring down, under our strategic plan, NRW losses should come down to 55% by 2025. We are revising that to a figure of about 45 to 50%. We want to do more because as we reduce the water losses, it redounds to a better financial position of the utility. But to achieve that is not only metering. We have to do leakage management on a large scale and so on.
From now until the end of June, GWI will be waiving the reconnection fee for residential customers on the condition that they pay 50% of the outstanding balance. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
Local nurses are set to receive training under international partnerships, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony said at a recent ceremony held in observance of International Nurses Week. Shane Marks tells us more.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, in brief remarks at a small ceremony celebrating nurses, made known that these medical professionals would benefit from international training.
We have a team that is coming in from York University, and they will be here with us, working with us, to look at our curriculum, to see how we can improve it, to meet with you, to understand our systems, and to work with us to see how we can better improve training for nurses in Guyana.
He said that the government is working to modernize the healthcare sector, and to do so there must be healthcare workers like nurses who are equipped with expert knowledge and skills to function and administer healthcare to the citizens of Guyana.
We're not only going to confine ourselves to the registered nursing program or the midwifery program, we're also looking at some specialization, because with all the hospitals that we have, and with so many specialists that we have, we also need to upgrade the nursing profession to have a lot of specialist nurses. So we have done well in medicine to be able to have a lot of doctors specializing, but I don't think we have been able to do the same thing with nurses. And so that is something that we're hoping that we can change, to build the relevant training programs so that people can specialize in different areas.
Additionally, the health minister said that it is important to evaluate the way nurses are trained, and that developing an online training platform is the right direction to take.
I think it's also important that we look at how we train our nurses. And right now, with 3 public schools, with a capacity of probably about 100 nurses per year, we're not going to be able to train enough nurses for the services that we require. And so one of the things that we're currently exploring is how we can do blended training, meaning that part of the training will be online So you enroll, you will have your theoretical parts of the training can be done online, and then you come to the hospital for the practicals that you need to do. And then of course you have exams and so forth to write. So we are right now working on a system like that, and we are confident that once we put that in place, that we'll be able to scale up training in a very rapid way.
The small ceremony was held at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation GPHC in observance of International Nurses Day. As such, the acting chief executive officer of the GPHC, Dr. Robbie Rambaran, said that he is committed to advocating for nurses. Shane Marks, The Evening News.
The Region 6 administration, through the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, has embarked on a project to clean canals in a more sustainable way as it prepares for the May-June rains. Regional Chairman David Armogan says the town and surrounding communities have been drained slowly as a result of siltation. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael has the details.
Draglines and pontoons are being used to clear outfall canals. The administration has been accused of neglecting the town of New Amsterdam, where the regional seat of government is situated. According to the regional chairman, David Armogan, the new move should result in better drainage.
I know they have completed the one in Brymans. Brymans has been completed, and so they're going around to all the others within New Amsterdam area, and not only within New Amsterdam, but right across the coast to make sure that the siltation taking place outside. You see, one of the big problems here is siltation. Once you get dry weather for more than a week, you get siltation taking place. And then people ask you, why you hardly clean it? I mean, you can't be cleaning it every week because you won't have money to do that.
The chairman made the comments on Thursday while addressing the Region 6 Regional Democratic Council, RDC. He noted that because of the amount of mud on coastlands, siltation of coastal canals takes place rapidly from the outer end and stagnating drainage. This is why the Dutch had built grinds at outfall sluices and other waterways.
Grinds are like concrete structures leading up to the cocals, right, to prevent siltation. That was to prevent siltation. So instead of mud coming in from all these sides and so, blocking up the cocals, you find that the grinds were there to protect. But over the years, all these grinds were destroyed. People destroy them, and over the years they break up and so. And they have never been replaced. And so that was one of the big problems that we're facing today.
Even with a little rainfall, sections of New Amsterdam, which is by far the oldest town in Guyana, would be flooded. The move to clear the outfall channels is an aim at changing this situation, making the town's drainage system more resistant to rainfall. Meanwhile, the Hydrometeorological Services of the Ministry of Agriculture has predicted that there will be wet as usual to above normal rainfall conditions over most of Guyana for the months of May to July 2022. The highest rainfalls total and possibility of flash floods during this season is expected to peak in May and June. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
As the Health Ministry continues to study the factors driving this week's increased COVID-19 cases, there are contentions that this could be linked to the BA.2 subvariant of the Omicron strain here. Find out more in this Rupa Sinarayan report.
A sudden uptick in COVID-19 cases this week has led to an increase in active cases. Now 6 persons are hospitalized and 4 are intubated. Addressing this new trend on Friday, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony pointed out that different subvariants of Omicron have been circulating. Following January's spike of about 20,000 cases linked to the BA.1 strain, authorities have contended that the BA.2 subvariant could be the cause of local infections climbing.
We have seen new subvariants emerging. So one of the newer subvariants is BA.2, which is now becoming very dominant globally. So you're seeing more countries in Europe, in the Americas, having a BA.2 subvariant that is circulating. In the United States, it is causing an increase in cases, increase in hospitalization, And I think because we have such close contact with the US and other countries, that eventually we would have those cases coming here as well. So maybe the new, this increase in cases is perhaps being fueled by a BA.2 subvariant.
In conjunction with close monitoring, samples will be sent for genomic sequencing to determine definitively which variant is circulating here. Authorities are also examining the BA.4 and BA.5 subvariants, which have shown higher transmissibility. In the meantime, active cases have climbed to 277 across the country.
What we have noticed is that we're getting more cases in Region 4. So right now we have 166 cases in Region 4. We have approximately 55 cases in Region 6. And in Region 3, we have 27 cases. Region 2, there are about 11 cases. But the trend over the last 3-4 days have been an increase in cases. We have noticed for the last 4 or 5 days an upward trend of new cases, and we have to be vigilant about that.
In Guyana, 441,071 first doses and 340,572 second doses were distributed to adults. This is approximately 86% and 66.4% respectively. For children aged 12 to 17, 25,355 or 34.7% are completely vaccinated. Booster coverage is 63,574. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Saturday, May 14th at 2 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Saturday, May 14th at 15 hours 10 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Manager reported on players' behavior, says CRAM, and best impressed with talent showcased. Details of these stories and more in the Sportscast sponsored by Macorp coming up on the other side of the break.
The government of Guyana, in collaboration with CARICOM, will be hosting its premier Agri-Investment Forum and Expo. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your products and services, network with local, regional, and international businesses and investors, and gain invaluable knowledge and exposure from pioneers in the agriculture industry. It's the first ever Agri-Investment Forum and Expo from the 19th to the 21st of May at the Arthur Chung Convention Center.
Get in the game, get in the game, get in the game with Buster, play.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, Xbox X Series. Just purchase any bottle of Buster, Turbo, Altitude, Classic, or Viva and look for the code on the bottle. Then visit Buster Instagram and Facebook at Buster Guyana for more details.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Satco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rheinveld.
Radika, we are short so far.
Look along, me tell you, buy one generator. Now the picnic online test and blackout come and cut off everything.
Sorry, son. Radika, Abby go tomorrow.
Abby go now.
At Sylvie's, we stock products from more than 22 different sectors in mining, construction, food processing, vulcanizing, home improvements, and more.
Are you getting generator?
So this is a 3000 better star generator. This can work your lights, your fan, your TV, and your fridge.
Well, Abby can buy one for Abby and
Yes.
Abby can buy one for Mommy too.
Yeah, and mommy could even key start it, cause all you have to do is hook up the battery and
Visit us today at 31 High and Hatfield Street, where our friendly and knowledgeable team members are willing to assist you. You can also call us on 227-6243 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 and drop by our website at www.sylviesonline.com.
Abby go buy one down pour mill?
One plucking machine, one pressure washing machine, one juice dispenser, one engine, one pepper grinding machine, one water pump, a sugar cane juicer, circle sir. We gotta get alright then food warmer. We gotta get. What are you looking at?
The government of Guyana, in collaboration with CARICOM, will be hosting its premier agri-investment forum and expo. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your products and services, network with local, regional, and international businesses and investors, and gain invaluable knowledge and exposure from pioneers in the agriculture industry. It's the first ever Agri-Investment Forum and Expo from the 19th to the 21st of May at the Arthur Chung Convention Center.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
Ultra Lubricants, the leading lubricants for tropical conditions, has been serving you for over 40 years, extending the life cycle of your vehicle's engine by protecting it from wear and corrosion, removes impurities, and reducing frequent vehicle oil changes. Ultra Lubricants is for every market, from two-wheel light vehicle to trucks, construction, agriculture equipment, mining activities, and boating. Ultra Lubricants, world-class lubricants for tropical conditions. Distributed by Industrial Supply of Guyana, Inc. and available nationwide.